Hi Taurus, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your August 16th to the 31st, 2021 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Excuse my voice, I'm getting over the flu, so let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Taurus, August 16th to the 31st, 2021, Taurus. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Taurus, August 16th to the 31st, 2021, Taurus. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Taurus, August 16th to the 31st, 2021, Taurus. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Taurus, August 16th to the 31st, 2021, Taurus. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Fantastic. At the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. At the bottom, we have Judgment, and we have the World. Interesting. I like that combination. We have this Five of Swords reversed, the Queen of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Excuse me. If you're born on the cusp with Aries, this part of your personality is going to be coming out quite profoundly, or if you have fire sign energy within your chart. And then we have the Six of Cups, the Seven of Cups. We have the Three of Wands, and we have the Page of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. If you have that within your chart, that is going to be coming out very much as a student, very much as the part of you that is seeking, and you'll be seeking in that area more and more. And we're going to see ourselves seeking within the heart more and more during this time. We have the Lord and the Lady, which is the Lovers, Gemini energy. If you're born on the cusp with Gemini, or if you have this within your chart, this is going to be coming out very much within the public arena. And then we have the Queen of Wands. Once again, we have this in our inner selves. We have this within our public self. So we're going to be very career oriented, very much oriented on our goals, what we have achieved, and the way that we're moving forward within our passion. We also have to be mindful not to judge ourselves too harshly within the world during this time, and not to judge the world itself too harshly. Now, the energy we have to be mindful of during this time, Taurus. What energy does Taurus need to be mindful of? August 16th to the 31st, 2021, Taurus. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. This is the Princess of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is also a sense of an energy that is very much a princess, very much wants to be the center of attention, can't stand to have anybody pulling attention away from them. This is going to be, I'm seeing this more as a catty energy. Okay, very much, as you would say, somebody acting like a princess, but this is going to be somebody who's catty, somebody who's rather manipulative, somebody who wants to invoke change, but only in the way that they want things to change, only in the way that they want things to go about. So this is going to be somebody who would undermine you because they see you as the Queen of Wands shining through. And this is going to be a person who very much needs to be the center of attention, needs to have everything drawn towards them, and needs to have your energy. They're going to want to siphon off your energy, Taurus, for themselves. So you have to be mindful of this during this time, especially if you want to progress. The way the cards are saying here that you have the opportunity to progress, which is very powerfully, very self-assuredly, and very much in alignment with where you want to be and who you want to be in the long run. Let's look at our chakra energy. Taurus, August 16th to the 31st, 2021, Taurus. Angels, we have truth coming forward. This is the third chakra. This is going to be the time to speak the truth, to speak your truth as you see it. And your truth is just plainly speaking, is the way you see your world, the way you see the world that you're living in. And this is also saying, don't be too harsh on yourself, don't be too harsh on the world, speak things into existence. We're going to find out that our throat, our throat chakra, the way we speak about the world, the way we speak to ourselves is so much more powerful than we give it credit for. We're going to want to downplay ourselves and our ambitions and our desires during this time. There's going to be a sense that we don't want to seem too ambitious or too driven. And I don't know why exactly that is, but here when we have the throat chakra coming into play with the truth and we have ourselves embracing the Queen of Wands, very much the sense of rolling up our sleeves, getting our hands dirty, going after what it is that we want, to be able to say, but this is who I am, this is what I want, this is what I desire, is going to be a grounding energy for us during this time, and we don't want to lose sight of it. And it's going to be very easy for us to lose sight of the greater balancing force that is a part of us. Justice is coming in, not justice, judgment is coming in. And I do see this as very much encapsulating justice for us, this judgment of the way that we're moving forward, the way that we want to go about things. Here we have Anubis with the heart against a feather, which is very much the Egyptian tradition, ancient Egyptian tradition of judging the heart against the feather. And so during this time, we want to have a light heart. We want to be able to express ourselves openly and honestly. And we're actually going to find ourselves fighting against things that lead us to a darker expression of ourselves, a more sense of being weighed down by other people's expectations, by our own expectations for ourselves, by, excuse me, the world in general. And this is a time where we need to embrace a balancing of our desires, our hopes, our dreams, our wishes, and the place that we want to be. We also need to look at ourselves rising out of darkness, rising out of hurt and pain and disappointment, because we're following the world. We're being part of the world, and we're going to see ourselves rejoicing in this reveille of, this is my world, this is who I am, this is what I want, this is what I love, instead of hiding away from it. This is going to be our time to go after things, to go after what we want, to go after who we are, to go after the mysteries and the magic, very much following that rabbit down the rabbit hole and embracing something new. And it leads us to our dreams, which for a lot of us, we've given up on. We've thought, okay, there was a time for dreaming, and now there's a time for reality. There's a time for, wishes and hopes and desires, and now there's a time to really put your nose to the pavement and get things done. We have to make sure that during this time, we're not being so practical as to move ourselves away from what we truly desire, what we want, what we dream of, and where it is that we need to be. The Seven of Cups comes into play and sees ourselves transforming by, again, connecting with our dreams, again, connecting with what made our hearts sing, or what moved us forward, what made us happy and joyous within our lives. And that's going to bring meaning and purpose back to our existence and back to ourselves. And there is going to be a sense here of connecting with who we once were, but connecting also with what we greatly valued in a time where the world seemed just a little bit simpler, where things were just a little bit easier. And those dreams are going to move us forward in many different ways. They're going to have us finding courage again, and they're going to have us finding victory and peace within ourselves and prosperity and building a solid foundation. They're going to have us transforming, and they're going to have us embracing what we love. And we're going to see ourselves transformed by the act of the heart and by the beauty within our heart and the dreams that we have. Now, the Queen of Wands comes into play. Passion, dedication, determination, new days, new suns, new understandings. And this is going to be a time for us where we find ourselves looking at what makes our heart ignite, what moves us forward, what is it that we desire. We're also going to see here that battles that we have fought before, they come into play. And we're going to think ourselves not up to these battles, not winning, not moving forward the way that we want them to, not moving forward the way that we want us to. But also there's going to be a stagnation within our dreams. This is going to be a time where we need to get out of our own heads, out of our own doubts, and out of our own fears. It's going to be very easy to live in a place of doubt and despair. It's going to be very easy to downplay who we are and where we're headed and what we want from life. And that's okay sometimes. Sometimes it is okay to downplay what we want, to be able to take the baby steps forward. This is not one of those times. This is a time where we're looking at our passionate determination. We're looking at our focus. We're looking at our dreams. We're looking at the way we roll up our sleeves and keep on going. And that's going to be the most beautiful part of us during this time, is that we see ourselves as winners and that we're aligning ourselves not with the despairs of the past, but with the brilliant hope of the future and the brilliant hope that we had when we were younger, when we were more confident within ourselves. And this can even be that we're uniting within that hope, within that dream, within that desire, because it moves us to the Three of Wands. Our hearts are going to see a new horizon. Now, it's shrouded in darkness, yes, but it's a horizon forward towards bounty and towards prosperity and towards what we desire in life. We're going to see ourselves again being able to see something more. And there's going to be a light within us that we're stoking, that we're moving forward, that we're, kind of protecting and harnessing the sacred flame and saying, let me shine brighter. Let me move forward more towards who I need to be. And that's where we become a student of our heart and our desire and of the pathway forward, of the blessings that we're calling in and the hard work that we've put into things. We're going to see ourselves during this time not as an aimless dreamer, but as a person with purpose. This is going to be a time where we need to be the student of our heart, of what our soul desires, of where our heart wants to be within our lives, within ourselves. And as we become the student of this heart, we can see ourselves connecting to a childlike mentality, not the, excuse me, not the sense of being naive or being single-mindedly driven, but the sense of, I can accomplish anything. Anything can be open to me. I am determined. I am focused. I am driven. I am blessed. And not thinking of a million different ways why we aren't, but really embracing the profound ways that we are. And that's going to be a game changer for us. And it leads us to the public arena. It leads us to falling in love with life again. It leads us to falling in love with our desires and our passions and the place that we want to be. It leads us to embracing the fact that there's more than one way of moving forward. The old saying, there's more than one way to skin a cat, which is kind of a gross saying, but it is very much a sense of there's more than one way to do things. There's more than one way to propel ourselves forward, which we're going to be embracing here. We're also going to be embracing our love and our passion. And that's when the Queen of Wands comes in again in the public arena. Now, we can be very inspired by a fire sign energy during this time, by a person who leads us forward. We have to make sure that this person isn't the manipulative energy of the Princess of Wands that's coming through, that we have to be mindful of. This is going to be a more mature energy. This is going to be an energy that guides us forward, that has us looking at things again differently. It has us looking at our passion and our desire and our hopes and our dreams and our wishes differently than we have before, and starts to elevate us. This is a time where in the public arena, we have to put our hearts into things, but we also have to understand that there's more than one way to do it. There's more than one way to lead ourselves forward. There's more than one way to embrace blessings and prosperity and bounty and abundance. And this is going to be a time where we are going to want to very much be kind of like married to one idea, to one way forward, to one way of doing things. But we have to branch off. We have to look at things differently. We have to look at ourselves differently and say, okay, how am I going to shake this up? How am I going to shake up my world and myself and what I love and what I desire? And how is this going to move me forward in passion? How is this going to move me forward to the sense of, but this is who I need to be. But this is why I was born. This is who I am. And calling back that fire and that fervor within our lives is going to be intrinsically important. And again, if we have fire sign energy within our charts, that part of our personality is going to be coming up. And it's going to be kind of burning forward over the earth sign energy that we are. Because as it burns forward, it's going to be igniting us in different ways. But we just have to make sure that this doesn't turn into a raging fire. We want to keep this flame kind of contained to lead us forward, kind of like a torch or kind of like a barn fire or not a barn fire, but a campfire to warm ourselves by. So that's going to be really important for us. Now, our subconscious energy to be mindful of during this time is the Freyot, is Sagittarius energy, which is, again, fire sign energy. But this is a sense of things being too good to be true. Okay, this is a sense of very much diving into other people's realities and wanting it very much to work for us. Meaning that we'll find a person who really seems to have things all figured out, and they'll be sharing their wisdom. And we'll be thinking, okay, if I just do what they do, then I'll be able to have the success that they have. And unfortunately, we're not them. So we have to be mindful of this during this time, to not look at other people and say, well, they figured it out, so I'm going to take their blessing. I'm going to take their way of doing things and incorporate it into my life, and obviously it's going to work for me. No, we have to look at the energy that is around them. We have to look at the tenacity that is about them, incorporate that, and leave the rest. Because some things are going to resonate with our souls and some things aren't. And we cannot be somebody else. This is going to be a time where we really have to embrace our authenticity, embrace our individuality, but also embrace what the world offers for us in a way that it doesn't offer it for anybody else. And that doesn't mean that we're necessarily more special than anybody else. What it means is that there's a purpose for us on this earth. And we need to embrace our heart's dream for that purpose. And we need to be students of what we love and what we desire. And it moves us to our personal power, which is our solar plexus chakra. It moves us to a place where we stand in our power, in our coming together of ourselves and our determination. And this is a time where we need to listen to our gut, where we need to listen to what we want from life, where we need to listen to the changes that our mind is making. And we need to walk forward into these changes with power and purpose, tenacity and brilliance. And it moves us then to our subconscious rooted self, which is the High Priestess, which is this veil being lifted from our eyes. We're not going to be easily fooled during this time. We're not going to be listening to the advice of fools during this time. So this is going to be a time where, again, we need to be very mindful, because we're going to be really drawn to very wise people. But we need to be mindful that what works for them isn't necessarily what works for us. Their body's makeup isn't necessarily the same as ours. So we have to be kind to ourselves. We have to look at ourselves without excuses, but also with compassion. And that's going to be something that's hard to balance. But also with the High Priestess, we need to look beyond the mask that people wear, what people want us to see within them, what people want us to see about them. And we need to start to see who we truly are, what we truly want, but also who those people are, what we can expect from others, and what we love from ourselves. And that's going to be something that can be uncomfortable to say, well, what do I love about me? What do I expect from me? What do I harness and hope and embrace within me? And not with excuses, not with doubts or fears, but with an openness to who we are and the way that we're being propelled forward. And it moves us then to our subconscious inner self, which we're being a student. We're being a student of the messages that are coming our way. We're being a student of the passion that is guiding us as the Queen of Wands, of the new dawn and the new day and the courage. And we're saying, how do I utilize this? How do I embrace this? How do I embrace me? There can also be a youthful fire sign energy or water sign energy around us, but there's a youthful sense of, how do I embrace my heart? How do I move forward in what I desire? How do I embrace laughter and joy and have these things come back into my life? And how do I let myself be open and honest and carefree? And it moves us then to our subconscious emotional self. And that's the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is the happily ever after card. It's the card where happiness and joy comes into play. But again, it has to be the happiness that is right for us, not for anybody else. The Ten of Cups comes in and it's the blessing. The Ten of Cups comes in and it's the joy and it's the hard work paid off and it's the beauty and it's the embracing what we love without being apologetic about it. And as we do so, we embrace the sacred masculine, the sacred feminine, and the child that we once were and that lives within us. And as we do this, we are empowered and we are emboldened and we start to see love in a different way. We start to see what we desire in a different way. And it moves us then to our subconscious public arena. And it's the King of Oak. And the King of Oak is the Hangman. We see things differently than everybody else in the public arena. That's why we are driven by love. That's why we are driven by tenacity and this creative passion. Do not downplay what you are seeing and what you desire. Do not look at the world differently and say, oh my gosh, I'm wrong. Look at the world differently and say, what is the sacred truth that is guiding me forward? What is this brilliance that gets to be a part of me? And why is it so powerfully and beautifully mine? All right, Taurus. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the bounty that is to come. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Taurus.